Hey, what is up, tech enthusiasts? Boo HD here, and it's that time of the year where we recap some of the best tech gadgets of 2014. I have narrowed down a list of about 5 gadgets that will be my personal favorite this year. It was not easy, so I ask you guys to kind of keep an open mind because this list will be subjective, but I think you'll probably agree with me with most of them at least. But this list will consist of wearables, smartphones, and pixels. And yeah, this list was very hard to narrow down, but here we go. So coming in at number 5 is the iPhone 6. Now the iPhone 6 made it on the list for a number of reasons. First of all, I just love that there are 2 iPhone 6 models, and both models have a larger display than the previous model, which was the iPhone 5S. They also have NFC and Apple Pay, so you can now pay for stuff on your phone, which isn't a very new feature for Android users, but now that Apple is doing it and has this built into their phone, NFC payments will finally catch on, which is awesome. iOS 8 is also much more polished and includes a bunch of new features over iOS 7, like custom keyboards and the new health app, just to name a few. And the camera and the build quality is top notch. I mean, it's made of an all aluminum design, and the iPhone itself is extremely thin. It's one of the thinner smartphones currently on the market. And overall, it's just a great all-around solid device. And as of making this video, it's going to be one of the most popular iPhones to ever be released, selling over 70 million this quarter. Even though it's not my daily driver right now, it's a great device, and I would be crazy not to include it in the top 5 tech of 2014. Coming in at number 4 is not one specific product, but it's a category of products, and that is 4K HD TVs. Yeah, that's right. If you remember early this year at CES 2014, 4K TVs were everywhere. I mean, every single manufacturer had a 4K TV they were showing off, and now that the year is just about over, 4K TVs definitely look like they have caught on much more than 3D TVs, which debuted a couple years ago. Now, the reason 4K TVs are on my list is really because of 2 reasons. First of all, 4K TVs look amazing. Now, I don't actually own a 4K TV, but every time I walk into Best Buy, I have to calculate spending like 15 minutes sitting in front of a curved Samsung 4K LED HD TV because pixels are nice. The other reason is that they are actually well priced. Now, they were expensive when they first came out earlier this year, but now that the year is just about over, you could actually still find an HD 4K TV for less than $1,000, and that's for a pretty big model, like 50 inches. If you compare that to the price of a 1080p HD TV when they first came out, well, 4K TVs will seem pretty dang cheap considering they are 4 times as densely packed full of pixels. Now, the third item on my list is the Google and Motorola Nexus 6. Now, the Nexus 6 made it on my list because, first of all, it's a premium smartphone, but it also runs the latest version of stock Android 5.0 Lollipop, which is a radically newly redesigned Android OS featuring material design, which I've absolutely fallen in love with this year. It's fast, it's fluid, it's visually stunning, and it just has a ton of tweaks and features that make it one of the best mobile operating systems to ever be released. The phone itself is crafted by Motorola, and it's essentially just a scaled up version of the 2014 Moto X. Now, it features a very nice, sleek, curved design and also has aluminum frame, which is very nice. It feels very premium in the hands. Has front-facing speakers, which are always a nice addition. Has a Quad HD display and one of the fastest mobile processors on the market, the Snapdragon 805 quad-core chip. So what more could you want? It's definitely on the bigger side in terms of smartphones, but the premium build quality and the stock Android 5.0 Lollipop OS gives it a spot at number 3. Coming in at number 2 is also a device that runs Android Lollipop, but in a different form, and that is the Motorola Moto 360 smartwatch running Android Wear. This little device is the first smartwatch to have a round display. Granted, it's not 100% round, but it's the first smartwatch to have a round display nonetheless. And it's also the first smartwatch from Motorola and one of the first smartwatches to run Android Wear. Now, Android Wear is Google's OS designed specifically for smartwatches. It can be run on circular or square displays, and it works by feeding you various information from your smartphone to your smartwatch in a simple and easy to read and navigate card-based layout. You take this OS and pair it with this sleek Moto 360 smartwatch with an almost bezel-less design and one-of-a-kind round display, and you won't really question why it made it on my list. I mean, when you wear it, it feels like you're living in the future, which is always a good thing when you're talking about technology. But my personal favorite piece of technology of 2014 that still has my mind blown It might be a surprise to you because it just came out not too long ago, but it is the Samsung Gear VR powered by Oculus. Now, I was a bit skeptical to include this on my list because it just came out and it's not really made for the public just yet, but this is the most incredible device I have ever used, and I'm not exaggerating here one bit. The Samsung Gear VR does work in conjunction with a Samsung Galaxy Note 4. Basically, you pop the Note 4 into the front of the headset, you put it on, and you better be prepared to pick up chunks of brain because your mind will be blown. Is that too graphic? That sounds pretty graphic. I probably shouldn't say that. Oh well. When you're wearing the virtual reality headset though, the sensors built into the headset and the phone make each movement feel incredibly fluid. It feels like you're actually transported into another reality. Considering this is the first Samsung VR headset, I'm incredibly optimistic about virtual reality. It is the future, and I will definitely be sure to make more videos about VR in the future because it's honestly, it's that life-changing. But yeah, Samsung Gear VR is my favorite piece of technology of 2014 and one of my favorite pieces of technology to ever be released. So that is my list of my top 5 tech of 2014. I really hope I surprised you at least a little bit, or at least piqued your interest in a few items that you otherwise would not be very interested in. Either way, let me know what your favorite piece of technology is of 2014 by leaving me a comment down below or by sending me a tweet over on Twitter at BoHD. Seriously, be sure to drop me a comment down below. I really do actually want to know what you think is the best tech product of 2014 because there's just so much tech released this year. It's crazy. But yeah, and if you're new to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button right down below. It really does show your support, and you can join the awesome tech enthusiast community, which is already here. So yeah, make sure to do that. But yeah, as always, I'm BoHD. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.